Sometimes I'll start a sentence, and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way.
But I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. Pretty cool! Pretty damn cool!
It's only a game. Why do you have to be mad?
Calm down, Greg, it's soccer.
And you can't stay off the weed!
This guy's such an idiot here.
Hello, you play to win the game.
Like an improv conversation. Improversation.
Fires me up.
What's that?
Song still fires me up.
You know what's funny? The artist, his name is Jetfire.
Wow.
Fires you up. Like a jet?
Like a jet fuel fire.
Like a jet fuel fire.
Fire.
It's super hot.
Yeah, speaking of super hot, me and Oz, we got a big W in Warzone today.
Yeah, I heard. You allegedly thought you had beaten one of the biggest Twitch streamers out there, Tim the Tap Man.
Tim the Tap Man. And then I went and looked at his stats and said to myself, there's no way this is Tim the Tap Man. But like, I don't know how he got that handle because it's exactly the same, I think, no?
Yeah, but it maybe he had like an extra letter in there. You know, sometimes you get fooled with these fake Instagram accounts that pop up. It's like, oh, check out my page or whatever, and they try and mimic the same people, right?
Yeah.
We've all fallen for it before. Yeah. Obviously, didn't continue, but we've fallen for it.
Someone created a fake account about me where I started an OnlyFans page, and
Did that actually happen?
No,
I don't think it actually happened. Welcome back to another improvisation, everyone. Oz is in the studio with us again today.
Legend. Turn that up. Give him one more shout out.
Gotta give it another one. It was a little low. I don't know what happened there. Hold on.
The great Oz has spoken.
It's better.
There it is. Yeah, high energy. You had low energy. You got to bring the high energy.
I was originally. I was gonna start the show off with "Let's Get It Started" with Black Eyed Peas. You know, I was just gonna belt it out. But
can you name all the people in the Black Eyed Peas?
No, I know Will.i.am and Fergie Ferg.
That's about it.
The Asian guy, Abu. Not Asian. What is he? That guy was sick, though. Oz, we went to that concert. Remember that?
Right after Greece.
That was awesome. That was a hell of a concert.
Got nowhere to put my notes.
One day after getting back from a 45.
We were totally
Black Eyed Peas. Where was it? Sorry?
ACC. It was at Scotiabank Arena.
Formerly known as the ACC.
Correct, yes. Yeah, what a time. What a concert that was, though.
You know what? I was going to write shit down as we go on, but I'm not going to do it.
What are you writing? Where'd you get that book?
Where'd you get that bush? Was this your bush?
That's your book?
I don't know.
Black book?
Staples. I had it when we were used to go record at Staples. I bought it to keep notes, write things down.
Yeah.
It's taboo.
Taboo.
Would you say Abu?
Yeah.
I mean, that's close.
Who's Abu?
Alan.
What's his real name?
Alan.
Yeah.
Alan Pinejo.
Who's the guy with the long hair?
Will.i.am had long hair. Fergie had long hair.
No, that guy. Who's that? Taboo? It is Taboo. Yeah. Yeah, I remember he rode a motorcycle in midair in that show. It wasn't a
a real one. Yeah.
Like on strings, and he was just like,
was his name Hagrid? Was it Hagrid if he on his motorcycle?
Hagrid.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to another improvisation. That's how we do the show. We improv right off the top. Your end of the week feel good show. If you guys are new to the show, remember to hit the like and subscribe. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen.
Smash!
So
my mouth's a little dry. That's why I stumbled there.
Dry mouth. You got cotton mouth? Pretzels are making me
Harvey Specter doesn't get cotton mouth.
There you go. Cotton mouth, yeah. Anyway, so this, I was talking to a few listeners the other day, and they were telling me they have no idea where that video that sound clip comes from, the Smash sound clip.
No way. They don't know Kai?
They don't know Kai. And I tried to explain it, and they were like, oh my God, do you want to get canceled for putting that? And I was like, you clearly have to see the video. Like,
what do you mean? What did they think was going on?
So this is how I explained it.
I'll pull it up. I'll find it while you
pull
explain.
it up while I explain it. So I basically told them that it was just like this homeless, like hitchhiking surfer dude, Kai, who is hitchhiking, gets picked up by a trucker, if my memory serves me correctly. And then this trucker's a bit psycho. He's talking about killing some people and shit. And Kai's like, right on, bro. Right on, brother. This is weird. And then he I guess, gets in a little bit of road rage. A guy takes out a machete and he's about to try to hack this other person. And Kai grabs a hammer and smashes him 3 times or something.
Allegedly.
Something
we don't
like
actually
that.
know,
So,
but let's try and play it here.
There's a then and now of Kai. He's got a face tat.
Yeah, so I'll pause it quickly and let me just throw up the volume and we'll restart it. full description. I'm not going to throw it up on YouTube. We don't get pulled. We'll play the audio. I'm pretty sure we can do that. But
I'm one of the heroes.
One of the heroes.
Do you mind?
What do you want to talk about?
What happened today? You well?
Well, went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. And it doesn't matter your looks, skills, or age, or size, or anything. You're worthwhile.
Thanks, Kai.
No one could ever take that away from you.
That's
our
beautiful.
boy.
It's fucking
That's our
beautiful.
boy. Hold on. He's going to get into it.
I was driving and I was in the passenger side of this f***er's car.
Smoking a ciggy,
and
yeah.
He comes over on there.
One in the year?
He's over by the recycling
That was an
center.
AirPod.
He
Like,
says,
this is
when I was in the
2004.
Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I this 14-year-old. I was like, you what? He's like, I raped this 14-year-old, starts crying.
Jesus Christ.
300-pound guy. I'm like, oh, shit. He must be f***ed, man. Like, what's he talking about? I didn't take him seriously at first. Comes driving down this way. He's like, you know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ, and I can do anything I f***ing want to. And watch this. Bam! And he smashed into this f***ing guy right there.
Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen.
F***ing truck. And so I hop out. I look over. The guy's pinned there. I mean, like, freight train riders know this. Like, if you get pinned between
Freight
something,
train
you do not
riders know
do that
this.
shit,
Like-
otherwise you bleed out. Like, motherfucker, I ran in, I grabbed the keys, he's fucking sitting there like nothing even happened. And like, fucking, like, man, if you started driving that car around again, man, there would have been a hell of a lot of bodies around here. I hop on out, and so I grabbed the bag, I threw it over by that pole right there, and then fucking buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man.
Coming.
Like a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I
pencil
fucking ran up
stick.
behind him with a hatchet, smash, smash, smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the story. And Kai tells a fucking riveting story. I mean, that was one hell of a story. I mean, he had background information and everything.
It was crazy, and
I mean, I got goosebumps, Kai.
there's still another 2.5 minutes of that video. Maybe we'll link it in the description.
Maybe we'll have to mute some of it because it's a little fucking tough on the ears.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, we'll
Full
have to maybe
discretion.
block it out, but we'll see.
But to answer the followers' question, that is where Smash comes from.
Yes, and the video's great. You gotta see Kai for yourself to understand.
As for this one, comes from an Armin van Buuren song, believe it or not.
I mean, I was gonna say we should play the song and then copyrights. You know, YouTube gives us a
No,
little
we can't
slap
play
on
the
the
song,
booty.
I mean, they've kind of almost tried to nick us a few times before, so we're not going to mess around
Can't keep
with
us
it.
down, YouTube.
But Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Improvisation Pod, at Improvisation P.
I don't know where you're
play
going
it
with
again.
that. Honestly.
I just wanted to play it again. It reminds us of something that we were just talking about with Swedish House Mafia.
What song is that from?
I'm pretty sure it's called Follow Me.
It sounds like it could be "Follow Me." Now
you're just mashing up. You're becoming like an actual
I was listening
DJ.
to Drive at 5 today. Fuck, man, that shit was fire.
So the Swedish House Mafia, they had released a new song, or I guess it was an older song, but they just re-released it. How exactly did it go again? I got full discretion. I've only heard it once. I haven't really looked into it.
It's a new single. They released a new single, but you know well, Oz was telling us they had debuted it partially at one of their comeback return shows or whatever. Just a little brief clip of it or something like that. But it's a pretty good. I don't know. My first reaction was it was an uninspiring song, which is not
total opposite.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
Like Swedish House Mafia, they make the songs that tug on my heartstrings all the time. So like when I heard it, I was a little disappointed. It's growing on me now, and I think there's still potential there. So, you know, it's exciting. I'm excited. It's one of the best shows we've ever seen.
Yeah. Skydome, Rogers Center. The Skydome, Rogers Center, formerly known as Skydome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, before capitalism took over the world, ladies and gentlemen, we actually had real name. Actually, ACC was still capitalism.
But like, create a name like Skydome. Look into this, Oz. Was that not the name of a company, or was it just because it was the first building of its kind in North America?
Like, that's what I thought.
The first retractable roof stadium, arena, field, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, there's Skydome Drywall. I remember think they're the ones that paid for the fucking rights to the name, though.
Definitely not, because that's a concrete jungle.
No, Rogers still owned it. They just named it the Skydome.
It had like its own logo and stuff,
and they had the Skydome Hotel,
which is now the
cost
Renaissance
$31
Hotel. I believe it
million
might be different
in
now.
31
$1999.
million in 1999.
That's inflation.
That's inflation. Yes, correct. Because a fucking house is like half of that price right now in the GTA.
I actually saw a list that came out today. It was probably BlogTO that posted it and was like, despite what you think, there's actually still a lot of affordable places to live in Ontario. for under, let's say, 300,000 or something like that.
Where? Sault Ste. Marie?
Well, that's just it. I clicked on it. I was like, this is pretty interesting. These places were in the middle of nowhere in Ontario. Sault Ste. Marie was up there.
North
Timmins,
Bay,
North
Where the
Bay.
fuck, no one wants
Keep
to
going.
live
You probably
there.
know them all. Like, they were all listed up north. And it's like, you can live in this town for 100,000, 200,000. It's like, okay, but like I'm 10, 15 hours away from
I could
everything.
live in Detroit for $100,000. It doesn't mean I'm going to go to Detroit and live there for $100,000, though, right?
Yeah, I probably don't
Like,
want to
come
go
on,
live in Detroit.
come on, don't be silly. What are we looking at there, Oz? Is it saying that they're coming out with an album called Paradise again?
When's it scheduled?
Paradise. Every time you close,
We're gonna get
your
pulled, bro. We're gonna
eyes.
get pulled. Last time we sang like that, they gave us a warning.
This is my own variation, my own rendition. This is my voice. You can't copyright my own voice. Come on. That's bullshit.
I agree. Before we get into it, because there is a lot of sports
We're not even
talk,
into
and
it?
We're not even really into it. Improvisation, but into the thick of it. We're going to get pulled again for that. But congratulations to you and your Greek brethren, Giannis Antetokounmpo. We got to give the hand claps, the applause. Outstanding performance. The Milwaukee Bucks defeat the Phoenix Suns in 6 games. They claim their second Larry O.B. and their first in exactly 50 years. First one came in 1971.
50 years, Giannis gets 50 points in Game 6. Chris Paul's a bitch and calls Giannis out for not hitting free throws. You know what, Chris Paul? I was a big fan of yours, but you know what? You like handle a loss like you've been there, and I know you haven't, but like, you know, you're a vet. And I mean, like,
gotta play the quiet laugh back to back on that one.
But like, you know, he calls Giannis out. You know, no one expects him to make free throws. I don't even think he expects to make free throws. I mean, you can say that to someone who's a mental midget. You can't say that to someone like Giannis, who all he does is take this stuff to heart. He goes back to the gym. He works harder, tries to perfect his game. So like, you know what? That's what you get. Giannis shot 17 for 19 from the free throw line.
You got it, yep.
In the final, and I have the
final game.
Utmost respect. Yes, the final game. I have the utmost respect for Giannis for that. And he had a few comments to say, but you know what? The guy he's an absolute legend. He's the only player in NBA history, I believe, to win Most Improved Player, MVP, Finals MVP, to win a championship, to be first team All-Star, first team defense, all defense, or something like that.
I think the difference in that kind of stat line to make him the first is that Most Improved Player and MVP and Finals MVP.
Right.
Like,
right, because most of like Michael Jordan was always good, you know. LeBron James was always supposed to be good.
Exactly.
So like they were never the most So and that just says a lot about Giannis. Like the guy started playing basketball in 2008. Like
incredible.
You know, he's been in the NBA for 8 years already. So like do the math. Like the guy's, you know, he's still learning the game, and I think he can only get better and better. You pull up his stats every single year. His point totals go up and up and up. And you know what? I fucking love the guy. He's a Greek national legend, and kudos to him. And he had a lot of good things to say, so I hope we can listen to it.
Yeah, we'll get into it in a second. 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 blocks, along with the 17 for 19 from the free throw line, like you had pointed out, Mike.
50 points, yes.
Yeah, and of course the big 50 piece
Yeah, 50 piece
nuggets.
Not the 49, not the 51.
What was I going to say though? So you had mentioned he didn't start playing till 2008 or something like that.
Yeah.
There was that viral video that was going around after they had won when he was like 13 years old and someone was interviewing him and he said, you know, what do you want to do? He said, I just want to play in the NBA. Where do you see yourself? You know, I just see myself being in the NBA, being an NBA player. I model my game after Magic Johnson and Kevin Durant. I think he threw some shade at Kevin Durant and LeBron James at the in the post game interview after Game 6. So
and I don't think he did it on I don't think it was necessarily calling them out specifically.
Well, he said, don't want to name names. So let's just play the clip and then we'll get into it.
When you re-signed your contract, your extension, I'm sure it was with this in mind.
Give me my cigar. Cigar.
Could you imagine it happening for you the way that it's happened?
Yeah. No. Man, I couldn't live. You know, there was a job that had to be finished. You know, I feel like the Bible did not pay us justice. You know, we give credit to Miami Heat. They played great, but he did not pay the justice. Like, everybody was feeling homesick. We're a family-oriented team. We wanted to share families. But, you know, coming back, I was like, this is my city. You know, they trust me. They believe in me. They believe in us. Even when we...
So in the 6 games in the NBA Finals, we're just going to pause here because Mike had pointed out 35.2 points per game, 61.7% from the field, 56 of 85 from the free throw line. So I'm no mathematician, but at least it's about 70%. Yeah. 13.2 rebounds.
We were lost. The city still was like on our side, and you know, obviously I wanted to get the job done. You know, but that's my stubborn side. Like, it's easy to
He's Greek.
go somewhere and go and win a championship with somebody else. It's easy. I could go.
I agree.
I don't want to put anybody in the spot, but I could go to a super team and, you know, just do my part and win a championship, still win. But this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way I chose to do it. And we did it.
Yeah, I've been saying this forever. I hate super teams. It proves nothing. You're Kevin Durant. You have to leave, you know, OKC to go, you know, join the fucking Golden State
Warriors. A couple months after they were up 3-1 to Golden State that year, and they blew it.
Just no backbone, no pride, no sense of pride. Like, I can't stand the super team.
They got to get they wanted to get their ring.
And then you got Steven Jackson saying shit like, I don't even know if that's his name.
Steven Jackson is a personality, but are you talking about him? You must be, yeah.
He's the guy. He's a basketball person.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
He was talking about how Giannis is on a super team. Get the fuck out of here, man. He's not on a super team. He's got Drew Holiday. That's the player they acquired to make them a super team. The guy's not even considered a super team. Like, he's not even considered a superstar. Can't have a super team if he's not a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, it was him, Steven Jackson. And Giannis and Chris Middleton, as they've said in the celebrations, have played on the same team since they were rookies. They were both drafted by Milwaukee.
It would have been the equivalent to DeMar. Actually, no, because Kyle got traded here.
You're right. But it'd be like Matthews and Marner if they ever won a cup. Fuck me, right?
Absolutely, but that's bang on. That is the comparison.
Yeah.
But in the same sense,
no, we didn't need to go back to Arizona to win a Stanley Cup, or I didn't need to get traded to Boston to win a Stanley Cup. I wanted to do it here. I wanted to do it the right way. Fuck Taylor Hall.
The only difference is Matthews and Marner were superstars, where Giannis was like a middle first round pick. Chris Middleton, I think, was a second round pick, if not a late first round pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all-time great. Oz had pulled it up while we were playing the clip, but when Giannis got drafted, he was 190 pounds.
Yeah.
And he now weighs 242 pounds. Insane. That's incredible.
It's work
52
ethic,
pounds?
like,
Math? 51?
Imagine
53?
actually working out in the offseason to be better at your job.
Or taking shots now.
Yeah, I imagine, though. Imagine you actually did that. If someone was chirping you for being a skinny bitch, and you actually were like, okay, I'm going to go throw 50 pounds of muscle on then. And then all of a sudden you're the finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Or you win the Conn Smythe. Or you go to the UFC.
Yeah, 242 pounds. But he also grew a couple inches too. Who are you talking about? Went to UFC? What are you talking about?
No, I don't know what.
Oh, Matthew. Oh, the UFC event.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, we don't like really seeing those guys. He
got his ears pierced, though. Do you guys see that?
Yeah, good for him. That. Good for him.
Yeah, we're all real impressed. Yeah,
we're all real impressed with how you're doing, sweetheart. But speaking of the NHL, Seattle, welcome to the league.
What a man!
The Kraken released the Kraken.
This week for the NHL has been an absolute shit show.
Shit show. I mean, the list had to get put in on Saturday. The selections had to be in on Monday. Or no, sorry, Tuesday. No. They had to be in the NHL by Wednesday morning, so they all got released. So Twitter and the insiders, Frank Saravalli, all those guys,
what a shitstorm,
ruined it.
What a waste of time, though. You know, it was supposed to be suspenseful and exciting. And
I get what they're doing. It's part of their job. They got the information, released
it. They're just a bunch of weasels. Like, they're Randall. They're Randall from Recess.
What had happened was, I think one had gone out, and I think the first one to fall was either Tarasenko or Carey Price. Carey Price has not been selected. Tarasenko has not been selected. And then I think all the other insiders had followed and say, well, if they're going to release it, I'm just going to release it because I want to be first. I want to get the website clicks and all that.
Yeah.
But,
Miss Finster, can I have all the insider information, please?
We're not accustomed to seeing that in the NHL. But if you're fans of the NFL and the NBA, you know, guys like Woj, Schefter, they release the picks 30 seconds before they're about to get out. And Woj and Shams, they actually make me laugh every single time because they don't say like the pick is confirmed. They go, Seattle is looking at getting Jared McCann. I almost said Jake McKegg. That's not even anyone. Greg McKegg, Jake Gardner. But yeah, the Seattle is looking at taking Jared McCann. And it's like, you kind of ruin it. I mean, turn off your notifications, stay off Twitter for the night. But you had 8 hours in between the list going to the office and the broadcast show. I mean,
just do it live. Do it live.
Well, fuck, we'll do it live.
Do it live.
We're doing it live.
Real draft, Come on, man.
So let's take a look at the roster here quickly. Some of the big names. Well, yeah, Mason Appleton.
He was pretty good for Winnipeg.
He was very good for Winnipeg.
Kind of an up and coming player for them, but I think he's like low second line, third line at best. So.
And who are you crossing over there, Oz?
Vanacek.
Oh, Vitek Vanacek, yeah. The goaltender taken.
That's a good pick.
Along with Joey Decord and Chris Drieger. And you mentioned salary, Oz. That's what Ron Francis had said he was going to do from the start, and it's what he proved with this draft. He's saving for some cap space. He wants to build they're a pretty solid team. But look, this is what we said about Vegas.
Their goalies are.
They're very young, 94, 96, 96.
They're all younger than us.
Drieger, small sample size, but, everyone around the league, highly touted
Who
player.
starts? Drieger?
Of course, yeah, Drieger. I mean, they signed him to that big 3-year deal. He was like the first one they announced. Yeah, they played in tandem in Washington.
I think Samsonov was better, though, no?
Not last year. No.
Vanacek finished pretty strong for them, yeah. Fantasy-wise, yeah. So, but, I mean, that's stats and numbers, right?
Yeah,
so
especially for a goalie.
Yeah, and then Joey Decord from Ottawa, he played in 9 games with the Senators in his 3-year career. 8 games, yeah. I mean, Ottawa had a lot of goalie injuries early on in the season. So he got a couple games in. And, not great. I think his goals against was just above 3, save percentage just under 9, but he had some bright spots. So, but he's got a two-way. He played in 8 games in his career.
And he's young.
And he's young. And he's a goaltender.
But he's from Boston, so that's an automatic demerit.
He's got a 2-way contract, so they're banking on.
I know
one of
you're
these guys
a big Ottawa guy, so tell me, there must have been better players for them to take.
Absolutely,
and there were also, in my opinion, better goalies for them to take than
they passed on Holtby. They passed on Price.
I mean, the contracts are, but even still, I still think there were other goalies out there that they should have taken. Like Ottawa had people like Dadonov and
Chris Tierney. Yeah,
Tierney.
Those are the 2 big guys they were looking at.
Those are good depth players you want to have on your team. And they could have. Matt Murray's got a big. I don't know if he's got a big contract. I stopped at big. He's got a big contract. And he's pretty shit.
Yeah, he didn't have a great season. He didn't have a great season. 6.25. I mean, I see what Ron Francis did here with the goalies. You're taking 2 guys in Drieger and Vanacek that had really promising starts to their career, and you're betting that they're going to be pretty solid going forward. Decord, he's got a 2-way contract. You can send him to the minors. You know he can come up and play at the NHL level if one of those guys get hurt. This is kind of a goalie tandem that the Toronto Maple Leafs need now, because Dubas even said today, we need to find someone for Jack Campbell. So does that mean Freddie Anderson's probably not coming back? Probably. See ya.
That's probably exactly what that means.
Pack your shit. Mike Commodore. Pack your shit.
Pack your shit. Yeah.
Pack your shit.
Fuck out of here.
So solid goalie tandem.
Curtis McDermott.
Yeah, Curtis McDermott, Jamie Alexiak, Susie, good young player from Minnesota. Adam Larson decides to take the same deal with Seattle than with the Edmonton Oilers. Mistake on who? Larson?
On Seattle.
To take Larson, and sign him.
I mean, I think he's fucking trash.
For $4 million for 4 years, he can play in your top 4.
He played in Edmonton's top 4, and how did that work?
But not great. But what is Seattle? I don't think Seattle's not trying to go for a cup, dude.
No, I know.
He's someone who can play in your top 4 and kind of mend the boat, hold the waters.
And it's just funny because I was talking to someone today, and we basically were discussing how Edmonton traded Taylor Holloway for absolutely nothing now.
Pretty much. That's usually how some of those trades end up working out. And Hall taking a discount again to stay in Boston, $6 million or something. But yeah, Giordano's probably going to be the captain again. He's going to move from the captain of Calgary to the captain of Seattle. Cale Fleury, good young defenseman from the Habs. Vince Dunn can play top minutes on defense. So their defense isn't bad. I love Brandon Tanev, love Jared McCann, love Yarncrook.
John Quenneville.
Yanni Gord, we're big fans of Yanni Gord.
Love Yanni Gord. I can't believe he's not going to be on Tampa, though, honestly.
Yeah, Tampa's... Yeah, who, Yanni Gord? Oh, yeah, I did see that. He is probably going to miss the beginning of the season,
Wow.
Hayden Fleury, Jordan Emberley, another big name for them.
Morgan Geeky.
Yeah, Morgan Geeky. Jonas Donskoy.
Yeah.
You know, this is a team mixed with like half borderline second line players and third and fourth line guys. But this is what we said about Vegas.
I was just going to say, we said the same thing about Vegas. I said they have a bunch of second-rate players, and I don't think they're going to be very good. But the NHL is, in my opinion, the most competitive league in professional sports. And these expansion drafts show how competitive the league is. So when you can take second-rate players from every team and create a team that can go to the Stanley Cup final, just shows how close the competition is in the league and how difficult it is to win.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
as well.
I mean, I think when Vegas took William Karlsson, he was coming off a season with 5 goals.
I remember.
Marc-Andre Fleury was coming off like a borderline to sub 900 save percentage.
Yeah.
They had their big gets of the night was Fleury, James Neal, the real deal. James Neal had been a suitcase, but you knew he could score 20, 25 goals. Derek Englund, because he was from Vegas.
And he's a big boy.
So it's the hometown. Yeah, and he's a big boy, rowdy.
Yeah.
And we have to remember, too, there was the shooting that had just happened at the country concert from the hotel, right?
Right.
It was a couple weeks before or after, and everyone said, how are you going to make it work? And they all kind of molded together. I'm pretty sure, Oz, look this up, they started the franchise at home undefeated for like the first 15 games.
Yeah, you could be right.
They almost didn't lose at home that first season, and obviously we all know Stanley Cup final appearance, Ridonkulous. I mean
ridiculous.
They've made it to 2 conference finals as well. Ridonkulous.
Yeah.
The Leafs can't find their way out of a paper bag.
I've never heard you say Ridonkulous before.
What are you talking about? I say it all the time.
Oz, is that true? Can you confirm?
I don't think I've heard him say it.
Stop it.
I mean, like, he says it like it's his catchphrase, like you're Michael Scarn, Agent Michael Scarn or something.
Scarn.
Yeah.
Not the Timbits.
That Tim.
109 points the first season.
109 points in their first season. But mind you, the Pacific Division is trash.
Look at that. Steady decline every single year. Look at that. Wow.
Anaheim, San Jose, LA, Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Arizona. Now you're going to have Seattle. Seattle's going to be in that division. I mean, Vegas, LA can make the playoffs next year with Edmonton and Vegas.
They went 8-3, 6-1 at home. Their first 7 games.
First 7 games. So yeah, they started out like 5 or 6-0 at home. Yeah, they had like an unprecedented streak. But moving on to some other NHL topics, because there's a lot to get into.
That's tough to find.
It is tough to find. Wikipedia, just donate, or else they're going to shut down. Yeah. But they never end up shutting down.
I always feel bad. Yeah, but someone's keeping them afloat.
Yep. The Yzer plan coming into full effect. Steve Yzerman.
The Yzer plan or the Yzer plan? Because it's not Yzerman. It's
remember when Bill Clinton called him Steve Yzerman and the
Steve Yzerman?
Steve Yzerman and the Detroit Red Wings.
Red Wings.
Yeah, but what's that?
This is average height.
Average height and weight of the Kraken. So their average height is 6'2", average weight 200 flat.
That's pretty good. We have
size.
Like no one like that.
Size.
We have like 3 players over.
Age 27. That's right in the middle. Guys in their prime. That's what I'm saying. They have a good solid team. But anyway, back to the Yzer plan,
It's just
plan.
strange because like they just get game ready players. Like every other team, like the Leafs, for example, they're trying to slot in like Nick Robertson, fucking Sandin, and Neckval, and like these guys already have game-ready players from every fucking team. Like, It's just so much. I feel like it's just so much of an advantage.
I saw someone propose, obviously as a joke, but the Leafs just start from scratch, do an expansion draft with the Leafs.
They should.
Let their protected guys get protected by someone else and, try to build a team.
I agree. They should.
But anyway, back to the Yzer plan because it's all good. The Detroit Red Wings were the only team to not let out the leak up until I think 3 hours before. So Steve Yzerman held out for as long as he could. But then he pulls some magic. And I don't understand how this happened. Oz, you might want to pull up Carolina goalie stats because Alex Nedeljkovic, who was the rookie goaltender that came in for Carolina this year, split up time with Reimer and Mrazek. I believe Reimer was still there. But he trades him for a 3rd-round pick. And Johnny Burns, he's going to UFA.
Rights. It's the rights to Jonathan Burns.
The rights.
They got the rights to him for 5 days.
So Nedeljkovic last season, he played in 23 games or 23 games.
15 wins, 5 losses?
5 losses. That? His goals against was 1.9, save percentage and .92.
2 shutouts or 3? 3 shutouts.
3 shutouts.
Jesus.
I mean, there were arguments to be made. He should have got a lot of Calder nominations. I don't know.
Is this collusion?
It's Steve Yzerman, but apparently...
Who does Steve Yzerman have dirt on?
I think Nedeljkovic is an RFA, and they needed to sign him to a deal. I think he was asking for 3.5. Oz, you could probably fact check this. I think he was asking for 3.5, and Carolina just was not willing to pay that.
He kind of looks like Oz before he got his haircut with that stash.
So they're probably banking on, maybe a drop off. They got Mrazek, they got Reimer and Bernier. Bringing the band back together. Nelson Mandela and Optimus Rhyme in the crease.
Correct. Wait, do they still have Mrazek?
Yeah, I think so.
They have Bernier now, and they have Reimer.
That's their.
And they have Nedeljkovic.
No, Nedeljkovic is going to Detroit, right?
Exactly.
In Detroit, they got a lot of young guys in the system.
Stop. Could you imagine?
Steve Yzerman putting in his work there.
Could you imagine fucking Reimer, Bernier backing up in Carolina?
I mean, it could happen if Mrazek gets hurt, which he's prone to get hurt.
This, like 2012?
Yeah. I know. Just make sure you keep Johnny Burns away from the media, and he doesn't do anything outside of hockey.
Yeah. No extracurriculars. No galas. No walkathons. No busathons.
Oh, it's a busathon.
No Nelson Mandela appreciation nights. None of that shit.
None of it. Keep him away. Zach Hyman, keep him away from Edmonton.
Fucking seriously.
Apparently, it's gonna happen. That is your rap name, by the way.
It's gonna happen. It is my rap name. That's true. Anyway, so do you think it's going to happen for real?
Apparently, there's going to be
I want it to happen. I'll tell you why.
A sign-in trade, so the Leafs can sign him to the 8 years, bring down the AAV for Edmonton, flip him.
I would love it.
At least we would get something out of it. You want him gone now? Is that what you love?
No. Okay, no. I don't want him gone. I love Zach Hyman. I love the empty net king. I want him to stay in Toronto. Not for the price he maybe deserves. He is
29 years old. Here. He has had an ACL injury.
Dude, listen, 8 years.
He has played alongside Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner.
8 years for a player like Zach Hyman.
Around $40 million.
Sounding like a done deal today. Oh, suck my ass. Anyway.
10 hours ago.
Is it 8 years?
Nothing has been confirmed.
It doesn't say. Nothing confirmed. Anyway.
Let's try and look on Twitter while you explain your feelings for
I just
Mr.
like
Hyman.
it because, you know what? Edmonton, keep drowning yourself. Keep drowning yourself with these shitty contracts, man. Like free agency, you're going to sign Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, you're going to trade for Duncan Keith, sign RNH for fucking 8 years, and then you're going to sign Hyman for 8 years. Good luck in 8 years, man. Straight up. Good luck in 5 years.
Okay, so I don't know how we kind of missed this today, but yeah, Friedman was reporting that about Zach Hyman. If Toronto wants a draft pick, they said that a deal could be done today for 8 years. They'll get him signed. And if not, Hyman is going to go to free agency, 7 years, $40 million. I mean, it's sad because Zach Hyman was a great player. He developed into what he is today as a Toronto Maple Leaf, and you just got to add him to the list of JVR, Bozak, Kadri, Connor Brown, Andreas Johansson, Kapanen, guys that have had to Johansson. Johansson.
Fucking watching Black Widow, bro. Jeez.
Sorry. Andreas Johansson. They're just joining the list of guys that have to be moved out, shipped away, because Kyle Dubas wants to give the biggest piece of the pie to 4 players.
Oh, Austin, John, Bill, come here, guys.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Come here, Mitchie.
I mean, fuck. Like, I wouldn't have expected Zach Hyman to take a hometown discount. Why should he?
Yeah, he shouldn't.
Why should he?
And if
worked the hardest.
I
agree. And if anyone should overpay for him, I'm glad it's fucking Edmonton. And it's not necessarily an overpayment; it's an overterm. Maybe.
Well, clearly, what Ken Holland is doing right now, and I've heard other people say this, so this is nothing.
He's putting all his eggs in one basket, and he's just trying to get it done.
But he doesn't care about the term right now. He wants to get the most term to bring down the dollar value, so he can squeeze guys into the cap, because he knows. And I was going to bring this up next.
Management.
Yes, but you have to be short-sighted when Connor McDavid's got 5 years left on his deal. Austin Matthews has 3 years left on his deal. Mitch Marner, 4 years left on his deal.
It's a lot to gamble.
And of course, but it's a window. And look, if those guys don't get it done in that window, they're gone anyway. It's someone else's problem. They can deal with it. They had to try. You got to try.
They don't get it done, and now you're handcuffed to the cap again, and you're fucked because you have Zach Hyman at 35. But if they get walking on crutches,
if he gets fired, why does he care? You got to try and do what is best now for the team. Try and build your team. Maybe you got to sign guys to like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to what you think was a ridiculous deal. And I can kind of agree with you, but I could see why not. But put your eggs in one basket, because we've been talking about for years. If the Leafs don't win, if Edmonton doesn't win soon, these guys are going to want out.
Yeah, but Dubas already put his eggs in one basket, and it's not working out.
Oh, he's quadrupling down. He's quadrupling down. He said it again today.
It's like when you lie once, you get in a web of lies. When you fuck it up once, you're stuck, and you're going to be stuck maybe forever.
He believes in his system. He believes in paying your top guys and plug and play. He's gonna die on the hill. Dying on the hill means he's gonna when he gets fired,
take us all down with him.
Yeah, but
he's gonna bring us back to 2007, 2010.
Okay, but you're trying to win. These are the things that happen, man. It's sports.
Not gonna happen.
You want to be mediocre?
It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be my new rap name.
I get it, but
not gonna happen.
But my point is, do you want to be mediocre? Do you want to be those teams that just float in the middle? They don't get high draft picks.
Okay,
hold on. It's like, they don't get high draft picks. They don't get low draft picks, but they never win anything and they never lose anything.
Do you
have to go for it at some
Milwaukee
point?
Bucks, or do you want to be the Brooklyn Nets right now?
What do you mean?
I mean, Milwaukee did it the right way. They waited, they developed their players.
They drafted a superstar in the mid-first round.
It's not like they were like, okay, flip, sign,
no.
Superstar, trade.
But they did make a lot of trades. They got Drew Holiday. They got PJ Tucker. Those guys were crucial. Bobby Portis. Those guys were crucial to the team. And they're different sports. Exactly.
I'm saying, or you stick with your guys. Like, I don't know, Washington, for example, like, they figured it out. Like, it wasn't like they panicked after 6 years of Ovechkin. I know, but it's not like they were like, okay, like, we got to get it done in this window.
But they also didn't have 4 guys making half the team's salary. Well, that's the problem.
That's exactly what I'm addressing, though. Anyway,
I don't even know what we're getting at now. Well, you completely lost me, because I think we were just talking about if they don't win soon, those guys are now they're really got to start to panic about them leaving.
I think you're saying they're like, they need to get it done because it's crunch time now.
It is.
And I'm saying,
yes.
No, don't fucking panic, because if you set a cap, it's like I was just explaining to you guys, like, this is the hardest fucking league to win.
Of course.
A championship.
Yes, agreed.
If you think that even with Connor McDavid on your team that you will win, I mean, with making these signings, these trades, just, doing what you can now, but fucking yourself 5 years from now. Like, I don't think, like, it's very unlikely that they're going to win a Stanley Cup championship in that 5-year window. What are the chances? I mean, I'd love to look at the actual odds of them winning the Stanley Cup.
They're probably not that good, but if you look at the history of the NHL, there's 2 points to this. If you look at the NHL history and superstars, with the exception of a very little few, they all eventually end up winning. So you got to try and do what you can to win in this time period. Because if the Oilers don't win next year and the year after, and McDavid's got 2 years left, and he starts getting out there, I don't really want to return, you're going to have to move him. You're going to have to get something for him.
No, listen. Why? Listen, so you're essentially telling me that Edmonton doesn't believe that they're going to re-sign Connor McDavid when all is said and done.
If they don't win a playoff or get deep on playoff runs in the next year or two, they have to start being worried about it.
McDavid, Leon, and Hyman. Yeah, it's never going to happen.
Anyway.
I don't think. But it is a great fucking line. Yeah, it would be a great line. Absolutely. But
that's what I'm saying.
I just think that it's silly to handcuff, like, Connor McDavid's how old? 23? 24?
No, dude. He's not. I think he's older than that. 25 maybe this year.
Can you check?
He's a 97. 24. He's turning 25 this
24.
year. 25 next year into next season.
And you're like, no.
Okay, but
I'm just saying.
Your peak NHL goes from 22 to 29.
Okay, so he's 24.
He's in the middle,
right? And you're gonna say that Connor McDavid from 29 onward is not going to be an Edmonton Oiler, and B, if he is, will not have as much of a chance at winning a Stanley Cup with him at that time, because the only thing that will stop Connor McDavid from re-signing in Edmonton are these fucking contracts. If they don't win anything with these players, you can't trade Zach Hyman because he's a fucking Band-Aid, and now he's doing commercials for Sokolov Lawyers in Edmonton, just, representing the team or some shit, doing what Darcy Tucker does for the Leafs now because they're still paying, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to work. These are the contracts that are going to hurt them. Like, look at Sidney Crosby. Like, these guys are playing well into their 30s.
You're projecting something so far down the road.
Yeah, because
the vision should be to win now when you have Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl in your prime.
I agree with that, but
that's the whole point of the argument.
I think you should handcuff your team 5 years from now because you want to try to win within a 5-year period. because I just don't think it's realistic.
But you're not, when you ever going to get the chance, you're going to have someone like Connor McDavid on your team again, ever.
Again, re-sign him, work on it.
But if they don't win anything, why would he want to re-sign in Edmonton?
Well, how are they going to win? I just still don't think it's enough for them to win when they sign Mike Smith again.
No, of course not.
So that's what I'm saying. Duncan Keith, Mike Smith. Duncan Keith's 37. Like, I don't think this is going to work out. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but we don't know how it's going to work out. But my point being is, because people have said it here in Toronto, oh, if the Leafs don't win anything, Austin Matthews going to want to leave.
Well, why would you?
It's the same argument.
My point is, focus on signing, focus on developing Connor McDavid, making sure he's happy.
What do you have to develop Connor McDavid for?
I'm not saying develop him. I'm saying fucking, like, work on, like, keeping him happy and shit, like, hey, what do you think?
Making him happy would be some playoff success, dude. That's what makes him happy.
Yeah,
look, we're making playoff success. The GM's doing things to help us be better, so the long-term picture of me staying in Edmonton works out. Or throw more money at him.
Zach Hyman, the same goalie, and half our team unsigned is still not
realistically
better. So
they're only going to have Hyman better. If they sign him, Draisaitl and McDavid and Nugent Hopkins. That's 4 guys on long-term deals, and they're not all making.
I know who else has four guys.
McDavid's making 12, but Leon's making under 9. Zach Hyman's going to be only making 5 or 6. Is it going to look bad in his late 30s? Of course it will. But you're trying to maximize biggest window you have right now is Connor McDavid in his prime, coming off a 100-plus point season in 56 games. Like,
I get it.
You take advantage of it. Of course you think he's going to be able to do it into his early 30s. There's no guarantee.
I mean, who did they sign?
What if he breaks his leg again?
Right now, who did they sign in the offseason, or like right now, who did they sign that you think would make sure that they wouldn't get swept in that first round of the playoffs?
Say that again?
What one player that they've signed today, yesterday,
they haven't really
recently,
signed anyone other than Duncan Keith and maybe Zach Hyman.
Mike Smith. You're going to tell me one or all 3 of those players together are going to help them not lose in the playoffs? I disagree.
It might help them win a round. If you have Zach Hyman playing on that first line, if you have Duncan Keith's experience, I mean, you're taking it. You're taking a chance on an older goaltender, like, of course, but he had a good season. Who says he can't do it again, right?
I mean, how did McDavid
History would say he won't.
Draisaitl play in the playoffs last year?
Not that good. Matthews and Marner didn't play that good. They both got bounced.
So what are you going to do? You're going to rely on Zach Hyman again? Or
no, you just try and make your team better.
I get it. It's not going to work.
Okay.
Mark my words.
All right.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
All right. The NHL draft goes tonight. Edmonton will have a first round pick.
Sad about Shea Weber anyway. He might not play next year.
Lots of injuries. Poor guy's been injured for like the last 2 years in a row. The NHL draft goes tonight. The Leafs don't have a first round pick. Seattle's picking second. We'll see if they keep it or they trade it. In the NFL, big news though. Roger Goodell had released a protocol basically that said NFL teams that experience a COVID-19 outbreak among non-vaccinated players could forfeit regular season games with players on both teams not getting paid. He warned the 32 teams yesterday in a memo that no games would be rescheduled under any circumstances. Instead, you forfeit. You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired. Yeah, Michael Scott.
So a quote from Goodell, he said, as we learned last year, we can play a full season if we maintain a firm commitment to adhering to our health and safety protocols and making needed adjustments in response to ongoing conditions. So let me try and find the actual things, but that was the basis. If they end up having a breakout on the team, it's linked to someone who's unvaccinated.
Right.
Your teams can forfeit the game. You guys won't get paid, and that will ultimately give you a loss, affect your playoff standings.
You know what? I like it. So they come out, they're like, we're not going to force you to get vaccinated, but should you cause an outbreak on the team amongst, because unvaccinated players are present, then they have every right to be like, you're not going to play, you're going to forfeit, you lose, and you don't get paid. Like,
what about the next week too? Do they have to quarantine?
It depends.
Yeah, I guess it would depend. They probably have to keep testing every day.
They have to test, exactly. Like, they'll have to, it'll be on an ongoing basis. Like, they'll do it the same that they did last year. But I mean, it's one thing for them to, like, for example, there was one organization that came out and said that they're making it mandatory for all their employees to be vaccinated, Seneca College or something like that.
Yeah, you got to be on campus or
and
something like that.
Their students and instructors and staff have to be vaccinated if they want to go on campus property. And the NFL didn't say that. They said, hey, listen, we respect that you don't want to get the vaccine. However, it can potentially be a health and safety hazard. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, to the other players and the other members of the organization. So that being said, if something happens, you're going to have to quarantine and you're not going to get paid for it. And that's just the way it is. I mean, that's how I think it should be done. What do you think? Like, do you think that's right? Do you think it's wrong?
I mean, it's their business. They could do whatever they want.
Essentially.
But basically, like something that DeAndre Hopkins, and
Right.
for some reason, they always have to say the tweet was deleted.
I know.
Like, not that it makes a difference. He put his opinion out there. Like, you
I
delete
know.
it, whatever.
Like, why do you delete it?
You know, everyone deletes tweets,
Yeah.
but I never thought I would say this, but being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL. I mean, if all superstars probably came out and said something like this, the NFL would probably have a real problem on their hands. Because you could fill guys in and make rosters, but you got no one to market.
Because that's your product.
They make your money.
Right.
Yeah.
That's your product. Oz pointed out to us earlier that you partake in like drugs and shrooms and shit. You don't like a vaccine. You don't partake in a vaccine. Like it's
DeAndre, he used the wrong word there, buddy. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where this goes.
maybe that's why I deleted the tweet.
Probably. Yeah. Someone said, buddy, you can't.
You want some marijuana? No, I don't partake. Okay.
Why? Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I mean,
this next topic's fun.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to pull this up?
Yeah, hey guys,
so
there's me.
I don't remember if we had announced this one episode or something like that. This is Mike on
My moment of fame.
On a floaty box, a Somerset inflatable tube swim vest.
I can actually fit into it still if you want to check it out.
Is it? You can't blow it up right now, though.
Dude, it's so old. It's like a.
No,
it's like,
this is the French side.
It's
the other side was the French side. So Mike's first claim to fame here was, he got to be
There's
on.
no way this ever fit me. Come on.
He got to be on a floaty box. Who is it by? It's for ages 2 to 7.
I don't even know what, like, it's not even a company. Like, it doesn't even exist, obviously. Look at this thing. This thing I would drown in that. What?
Describe it, yeah.
What? It's a fucking rubber tube, okay? It's blue. It's a rubber, there's like nylon around it, and then the's like, it's like the inner tube. It's like a
piece of a life jacket.
It's like a romper with the inner tube from a tire. And it really smells like a tire. Can you smell it? I mean, it's almost as old as I am. If you saw how old I was on that box, so.
Oh, it does smell like a bike tire.
I was wondering if it still works. We should try it out. I should throw one of my cats in there.
Do you think your cat would fit in that?
Yeah, I think they would freak the fuck out if I ever tried to put them in there.
Put one of the dogs in the pool with that thing. Are you gonna try and blow it up?
Like you actually need a pump, like an actual pump. Yeah,
like you have to go to like a gas station and get a pump if you don't have an actual pump.
Yeah, no wonder that product failed.
Put Chromie on here.
So
let's do some chromies.
So it's not even like an actual life jacket, like that material, the foam. It's like literally a tire.
It's like an inner tube. It's like the inner tube of a bike tire.
That's pretty crazy.
Like a
now,
wheelbarrow tire.
Do you get royalties for this thing? Do you get checks for 30 cents in the mail?
Negative,
you hear like that?
Actually, my
Those
dad
kind of
said
stories.
that he didn't get shit for this.
And do you know the actual story? I mean, obviously you were an infant. How did this happen?
My dad was like taking us to the Bay or something to do like our fucking pictures, taking like little pictures with me and my brother and my sister. And someone came up and was like, hey, like your kids are really cute. Do you want to be in a fucking, like we can put them in a magazine or something, whatever. So my dad was like, okay, cool. Like that's fun. So he said, sure. And then they did another separate photo shoot and they took a picture of me, whatever. And the one guy was like, I really like this picture. I don't even think I ever actually wore it, by the way. I don't know if they photoshopped or whatever, but he took a picture and he said, oh no, it was going to go in the magazine. So I did wear it. It was going to go in the magazine.
It looks like you're not even standing in water.
So I'm not. It's all fake. This is fake in the back here, but I actually did wear the product. And the guy goes, I really like this picture. So we want to put it on the box instead of putting it in the magazine. And my dad was like, cool, that's friggin' awesome.
More coin.
But didn't get any money for it.
That's bullshit.
Didn't get any money, didn't get any royalty.
They used your likeness.
But somehow he had 3 boxes. And I said, so do you know if you bought those? Like, did you go to Canadian Tire and buy those or Walmart or wherever? Or did they send them to you for free? And he doesn't even remember, obviously. But, I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's still pretty crazy that I
That is crazy.
Like, that's pretty cool. Eh?
It's kind of shitty. You didn't get any money or nothing from that. Like,
I tried to Google it too. I don't know if it's on Google. Can we Google it? Google summer vest, inflatable tube swim vest.
Somerset inflatable tube swim vest. Yeah.
Summer vest.
Summer vest. Yeah. I
love summer
let
vests.
Oz if he can. Inflatable tube, wacky arm inflating table tube man.
Yeah.
Inflatable tube swim vest.
Swim vest.
If it is on Google Images, well, those are like next level. That's definitely not you. That's not you over there.
Images?
Maybe if it might be in the box, you type in the company.
There is actually, that's the almost the exact one up there.
Like the one in the middle. The
Keep
guy, the
going
kid in
down,
the middle.
anything?
One more over. The kid. Yeah.
No, that's not me.
I know it's not you, but that's pretty much it.
That's a woman.
I know.
It's like 4. It's like a 4-year-old child.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
No, it's not there. This was the days before the internet. Anyways, this is like the mid-90s.
We'll get into it quickly. The people's favorite.
Yes.
A couple minutes left.
My favorite. Fucking I don't know if anyone else likes it.
Yes, science.
Mike, you want to do the honors with this one?
I will. Alrighty. I just from reading this is interesting. I've heard a few theories and stuff about this. So
let's get into
we'll
it.
Discuss.
Roll across the bottom.
Number 8. In 2.3 billion years, it will be too hot for life to exist on Earth. Over the coming hundreds of millions of years, the sun will continue to get progressively brighter and hotter. In just over 2 billion years, temperatures will be high enough to evaporate our oceans, making life on Earth impossible. Our planet will become a vast desert similar to Mars today. As it expands into a red giant in the following few billion years, scientists predict that the sun will finally engulf Earth altogether, spelling the definite end for our planet. Erosion.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't like it. So why don't you just
2 billion
shut your
years?
yap?
I mean, it kind of goes back to what I was saying a couple episodes ago about how I wish I could be around in 1,000,000 years, 1,000 years, whatever. Maybe I don't want to be around in 2 billion years because that'd be pretty scary, wouldn't it?
Very, very much would be scary.
So
yes.
a lot of people were, a lot of.
We're already 4.5 billion.
That's fucking.
We're over the hump.
We're over the hump. Holy shit.
We're on the decline.
Dude, we're having a midlife crisis right now on Earth, literally.
You always see those things on like science TV shows, internet books, whatever, that like the human existence on Earth is literally, you can't even measure it. It's so small compared to the whole history of planet Earth.
There's I forget what it's called, maybe like a geological timeline.
Pangea bread.
No, fuck Pangea bread. My dad also told me Pangea is not a theory, Mike. It's a real fact. And I said, okay, Dad, sorry.
Pythagoras theorem.
Nerd. Sorry. Anyway, so this is really interesting to me because I love astronomy. I love planets. I love stars. I love anything to do with space, which is really cool because Jeff Bezos and Virgin Mobile guy, what's his name? Richard Branson. They all did their spacewalks and shit. Pretty neat.
Spacewalks.
Pretty neat. They went to the edge of space and they said, we're rich. We're just going to do some cool shit because everyone's bored from quarantines and shit.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But a lot of like theorists and whatever, I don't know what the
scientists.
Yeah, scientists, I guess, exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Have said that Venus was most likely a planet very similar to Earth at one point in its lifetime. But what happened was greenhouse gases just kept building up to the point where it caused a greenhouse gas effect to basically permanently heat up the planet. And they said that Earth could very much likely end up looking like Venus in a few billion years. I was going to say 1,000 billion years. I don't know how long that is. So that's a lot. I don't even know how. Yeah. Anyway, can't even fathom that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just crazy to think about, Earth could look like Venus. Venus could be dust. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Mars, maybe we'll inhabit Mars by that time or something.
We should check it out. Never been. Heard
never
it's a
been
good
to
place.
Mars?
Yeah, never been,
Dude,
bro.
You gotta go.
Gotta go.
It's delightful.
I almost said the Snickers chocolate bar saying, and then Mars. Anyway, bad joke.
I mean, same company?
Is it the same company?
It is.
Nestle.
No, Mars is the company.
Oh, I think he's right.
Yeah,
look it up before we get out of here. Look it up.
It is the company.
We gotta settle this
You're
one.
welcome, Mars. I'm giving you free advertising.
I think you're right. I thought it was Nestle for some reason though, because they did make. Oh, Nestle's Crunch, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Well, they have
It's fucking called Mars Incorporated.
It is, yeah. What's the?
Actually, I hear the nougat is from Mars in the fucking Mars bars. Like they went to Mars, they harvested that shit. Yeah, man. Just like Swiss cheese is from the moon. I love astronomy, guys.
I think we'll leave it there. But what do you got for us, Oz?
Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Bounty. Gross. Coconut.
What the hell is Flavia?
Dove. Flakies? Flavia?
Buttery flaky crust?
Buttery flaky.
M&M's.
Flaky,
Ooh,
buttery,
yeah.
flaky crust?
Snickers.
Ooh, Snickers.
Yeah, Snickers. See, there we go. Confirmed. Confirmed.
Uncle Ben's rice.
Oh, wow.
That's random.
They're just going all over the board. They're trying to take over every market.
The only reason I know that is because when I used to play youth hockey in White League, because I was a fucking legend, one of my coaches worked for Mars, and he'd bring in chocolate bars every game. That's probably
Fun story. House League, when I was playing hockey, we had a guy, his dad worked for Campbell's Soup.
All right.
Got a bunch of free soup and free swag.
Did Jack Campbell, was he in net for you?
Mission, yeah. We knew someone from Mission as well. Got those shitty iTech helmets. Always gave me a headache.
What about those cool Mission skates? They had the green.
They did have green. I bought a Mission stick. Darian Hatcher, shout out. Yes, and his dad also worked for Nike after Campbell's. We got free tracksuits.
Yeah.
Free Gitch water bottles. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it was a good time. Thanks for listening or watching today's episode, everyone. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave a rating or a review. And here's our boar Kai.
Smash! Smash!
Definitely not a boar, that guy.
That's our boy. Hit us up on social
In
media
other news-
at Improversation Pod on Instagram and TikTok, at Improversation P on Twitter. What were you going to say? What's your other
I was
news?
just going to say, the Canadian dollar's up in other news.
Oh.
So it wasn't here, so.
Well, we're out of here until next week, so take care.
And comb your hair.